We said that this week coming up is going to be Rosh Hashanah. In Hebrew, Rosh means head, and Shana comes from the word year. That's true. What else does it really mean? Shinoi. Shinoi is to change. The head of change. It's the beginning of change. So what is Rosh Hashanah? It's the day that the world was created in Jewish teaching, in Jewish tradition, which means that we as Jews look back and we say, okay, how am I different than last year? Because if I'm the same, the way I was this last year as I am today, then I'm not different. I'm just myself. I'm not changed. I'm nothing. There's nothing that's become of me. So we have to ask ourselves, how did I change in this past year? If I don't ask how I changed, then I'm the same person. And what have I become? Nothing. What did I consume? I consumed. But the question is, did I change at all? So that is the idea. But it's also the day that we crown the king. Okay, who's the king? Charles III. Okay, I'm from England. God save our king. King Charles. It's good timing, by the way, just before Rosh Hashanah. It's fantastic. So, no, not that she died, God forbid. She was a very good lady. But you know what? She died at good age, like they say. May we all live till 120. Amen. And if not to 120, 110, that will be also good. And she lived a full life. B'seva tova. So, one of the things we do on Rosh Hashanah is we do not say we're sorry. Interesting.
You say before.
That we wait till Yom Kippur.
We don't have to ask.
Well, we do. It's a month of, the whole month beforehand, we're reflecting on ourselves. But when it comes to Rosh Hashanah itself,
mostly positive, right?
We don't say a word. We just say Malchuyot. We crown God. Slichot is something we choose to do. It's not a requirement. And Yom Kippur is actually 10 days later when we actually say, okay, we're sorry. We hope we're going to be better next year. But right at the beginning of Rosh Hashanah, all we do is crown the king. So, what does that mean to me? Okay, that's the question we need to ask ourselves. What does it mean, crowning the king? And I want to say something that might change your mind. I've had times where we've had people on Shabbat and they're like, Rabbi, I'm done with this whole God thing. It's like we're obsessed. It's like the whole prayer is about this king. Like, okay, like if that's what God needs, okay, like obviously he doesn't need it, right? In Jewish teaching, God is infinite. So that means that the creator of the universe is not needing me in any way or you in any way at all. But we need to crown the king. Now here's the question. What does that do to me if I make my creator a king? What do I become? If I'm the child of a king, what am I? A prince or a princess. Now it makes, right? Prince Jack. So now it makes sense why we crown the king. Because when you crown the king, you become the prince and the princess. And my friends, that is the first thing I wanted to tell you today, that when you recognize your own value, that's the first thing we do. We don't do Yom Kippur first. We first crown the king. To recognize that I am the child of a king, of a queen. I'm a child of the creator of the universe. And what does that mean? I am valuable. Now here's the big question. How will the king date if he's on a date? He's looking for a girl. We're not talking about a monarchy in the past, because those are bad kings. We're talking about a good king, right? A king can choose with his power to be very bad. But it's true that a king can choose to do bad. But how would I, if I'm the son of a king, how should I date? Anybody and anyone? Yeah. Will I be as easy on Hinge? Yes. As I would if I wasn't the prince? No. Absolutely not. I probably wouldn't even be on Hinge if I am the prince. Think about that for a minute. If I am the son of the queen, and look at it, look what's happening in the monarchy. We've had literally a whole month of Elul to watch what a monarchy really looks like. The whole world has been watching what a monarchy looks like. So think about this for a second. If I'm the son of the king, if I'm going to date someone, will my dating be serious? Honestly, guys, will it be serious? Will I take the person that I'm dating seriously? Probably, because I wouldn't want to make a bad name for myself. Right? Imagine it comes out that the king or the son of the king went and got taken over by someone, or the queen went and some dude in some frat house took advantage of her. Right? Would that be funny?
No.
Absolutely not. Right? It might be funny for the news and it might sell well. But really for the monarchy, for the pride of being the son of the king, for being a queen, no way. I can't just let myself free to anyone. I have dignity. And this is what I've been speaking about already the last Shabbat that we were here, that many of you were here 2 weeks ago. We have dignity. That's the sense, and that's the mindset that I need to have. Not because I have rules, or because I have pride. A sense of true inner pride. Not pride which is ego, but a sense of deep inner pride that I am the son of a king. And that should affect the way I eat, the way I talk, the way I speak. Someone once told me, cursing. So I said, please, it really bothers me. If you don't mind, maybe you can be comfortable with someone else. But for me, it really makes me feel uncomfortable. Constantly cursing. When they hear me say that, is it because I'm saying it because I follow certain rules, or because I'm the son of a king? I'll tell you, my friends, deep down, it's because I feel like I'm a son of a king. I have a certain sense of inner pride that I was created here for a purpose. I have value, and I don't like that kind of language. We're more valuable than that. We have a certain sense of value and pride and dignity. And it goes on and on and on. If you look at Judaism, that's what it is. Everything we do is because we're the child of a king. That's it. You look at the entire aspects of Judaism, you don't just sleep around. You wait till you actually find someone that you're serious with, that you're made to be with. And you make sure, right? You date seriously. You don't just date to date because maybe that person's taking advantage of you. Maybe you're taking advantage of them. Maybe you'll date for 5 years with that person and go on to the next one. That's a waste of time. Not if you're the son of a king. The daughter of, if you had a daughter, how would you want her to be? With dignity? Or would you imagine her being taken advantage of by other people? How would you want your daughter to be? How would you want your child to be? And the answer that you give me should be no different than how you want yourself to be. You can't expect more from your children than what you would expect of yourself. That is something that we need to think about. There's something I think about. And it's heavy, but it's true. We are the children of a king. It's not because of rules, because we have value. And that's why we have Rosh Hashanah first. Okay, it should be, logically, okay, this is the new year. Right? This is the concept in Judaism. We've got the new year, beginning of change. Okay, so 10 days before the new year, I should have Yom Kippur, right? Sorry, I want to be better, improving. And then come Rosh Hashanah. And that's it, start the new year. But we don't do that. We do Rosh Hashanah, boom, king. Then we wait 10 days. Then we do Yom Kippur. Why? Shouldn't we do it the other way around? Start the new year fresh, clean, after 10 days of saying we're sorry, doing Yom Kippur. By the way, I'm sorry if you are not into Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah, and the New Year, the holidays, but this is the time, so I'm going to speak about it. So, but look, think about it. Why do we have Rosh Hashanah first, then Yom Kippur? The answer is because you first need to know who you are before you can change. Okay, know your value. I think that the biggest problem people have is where they feel like they're worthless. They have a plan. My plan is not working out. It's not working out. I have no value. So therefore, I do things that I shouldn't do. Because I don't have a self-esteem. Right? The root of getting to the core, right, of doing wrong is because I have a certain sense of like, my life is not going the way I want it to be, I'm giving up. It's a sense of giving up. But when you have that aspect of first, wait, recognize who you are. Look how special you are. Boom, right? You're the child of a king. Now you can get to Yom Kippur. So that is why we have Rosh Hashanah. We first get to meditate for literally 2 days, recognizing who is the creator of the universe, asking for the creator of the universe to be my king. Be my king again. And then we move on to Yom Kippur. I'll tell you a little quick story, really cool. Story that was given over by a friend of mine, a rabbi who lives here, and he told me about this story, about this kid in New York. So there's this family, the father's rabbi, the parents are very involved in a community, and the father was a big rabbi, and to his disappointment, his oldest son was not into the Jewish thing. Okay, sound familiar? So wasn't so into it, and what did he do? He was like, Dad, I'm not into it. So his dad was like, what do you mean? It's beautiful, it's matzah, it's Yom Kippur, it's Rosh Hashanah, Shabbat. And slowly but surely the child started leaving everything. And the father, of course, as a good man, said, no matter what happens, my son never leaves my home. No matter how far my son will go, drugs, not drugs, whatever it is, he's in my house. And he kept his child in his home. And the child, the father went to a rabbi, a friend of his, and he spoke to another rabbi, Rabbi Goldwasser, and asking him, what should I do? What should I do? What do you think I could do? So the father gave him, the rabbi gave the other rabbi some good advice, and told him, don't worry, just keep positive, good energy. He took the good advice, and then finally, this father says to the rabbi, I have one question. For the entirety of my child's life, I left a cup of water by his bed every night. That was my custom, so that he can do netilat yadayim in the morning. So one of the things we do in the morning is we say modani, then we wash our hands, we say a few other things. We wash our hands and we say Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam asher kitshanu v'tzivanu al netilat yadayim. Right? We wash our hands, and it's a sense of purity. We're renewed. We come back into the new day. It's a nice, beautiful tradition, mitzvah that we have. So he says to the rabbi, I've been doing this for many years. Now my child's older. He's not into it. Maybe I should just not leave it outside his room, right, near his bedroom. Should I stop? And the rabbi says, no, I think it's nice. It's cute. You care about him. Keep it there. And for another whole year, the rabbi keeps outside his room a bowl with a cup so that the child can do netilat yadayim as soon as he gets up, because the tradition is that you don't even want to walk to wash your hands. You want to do it ASAP. As soon as you get up, quick, do the mitzvah, it's even better. So the rabbi said, no, I think it's fine. It's not imposing. Leave it there. So every day, before the father would go to sleep, outside the door, would leave a cup for his son to wash his hands. And after an entire year, he goes back to the rabbi. He says, Rabbi, the child is going from bad to worse. He's not into anything. He's doing all kinds of smokes and whatever you want to call it, and the more. And he's, it's bad. But I'm still putting that cup. Thank you for all your advice, but I'm still putting that thing outside the door. Come on, maybe I should stop. He says, nah, I think it's a good idea. Why not? Keep it there. He keeps it there. And after 2 years, the father sees that his son, the cup is empty, and his son used it. And not only does he see the doors open, his son is wearing tefillin, and he's praying. And the father says to him, what happened? And the child says to his father, Dad, I was down. I've been in my rock bottom, like you say. I felt really empty. And suddenly, I wasn't even thinking to do it this morning. But I opened that door and I saw that cup still waiting for me. And I said to myself, so many people have given up on me, but my Father hasn't. You've never given up on me. And because you never gave up on me, I decided to come back. So in Judaism, that's another thing. Fascinating. How many times do we do Rosh Hashanah? A year? Every year. Wait a second. Should we not just say, okay, 1 year, do Rosh Hashanah properly, that's it? Huh? Right? You say God's the king. 1 year, that's it. And then you have Yom Kippur, you say you're sorry. But you're going to say sorry every year. Like, hey, it's like almost like you finish Yom Kippur and you know that next year we've got another one. You know? What's the point of that? Does it make sense? The answer is that God never gives up on us. He knows, the creator of the universe knows our challenges. He knows that we have problems and difficulties and desires and a human nature. And we have lots of tendencies to not always be good. We have that in us. By our nature, we are human. So what does God say? I'll never give up on you. Next year, the year after, until the day we leave this world, which we never know when it can be. For the Queen, it was 2 weeks before, just when she signed, the day after she signed with the new Prime Minister. That was it. That was her time, right? The new Prime Minister of England. Is that what you call it? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, PM. The day that they start, I know I am. I don't know, people are asking me like as if I said something wrong. So her name is Liz Truss. They got rid of Boris Johnson and they got Liz Truss. And let's hope we can give lots of trust to Liz Truss. Okay, so, but what was the story? The day after, even the queen of human people has to go at some point. All the pharaohs of the past, the kings of the past, the queens of the past, we are all human. And at one day, we will all leave this world. The question is, what did we do in it? And that is the story of that father, just like God. God never gives up on us. The same way that that father never gave up on that child. There's a Jewish siddur in your cupboard that's waiting for you to read it. And you can always read it no matter what age and what stage of your life. It's there, and no one, maybe people can give up on you, but God will never. So that is another aspect. So the first thing, I just wanted to I wrote down here a bunch of beautiful points that we could take with us thinking about Rosh Hashanah. Number one, we said is, you're the child of the king. Number two, we said that it's normal to make mistakes and the king is always at your door. He's always waiting for you. Okay. Another point is, very interesting. There is a custom, listen to this, to not get angry on Rosh Hashanah. You heard this? Why? If you get angry on Rosh Hashanah, on the new year, then it's a bad omen for the rest of the year. You want to work on anger? At least the beginning. It's the seed, it's the foundation of the year. Don't get angry. Another thing people do, they say don't sleep. Sleep on the night, but during the day, be active, be productive. Try not to sleep on Rosh Hashanah. Be productive. Interesting. Another thing we do, which is very interesting, is we dip the apple in the honey and we make a blessing loud and clear. Okay, so we dip the apple in the honey. Why? Why do we dip the apple in the honey? So that we should have a sweet new year. Come on. Are we children? We even sing a child's play school. We're all children of Hashem. That's it. But really, is there anything logical behind it? We are dipping an apple in honey, and if I don't dip the apple in honey, I'm not going to have a sweet year. What's going on here? You ever thought about this? There are many simanim that we do. If you know, If you come and join us, we'll have a beautiful meal at Maury's fireplace. You should join. You should sign up and come. It's going to be nice, beautiful. And before we start the meal, we have a whole bunch of different simanim, different things. And we say on each thing that we should have a good year based on them. We see tamarim, dates. And we say we should find ourselves a good date. No, I don't know. Right? So dates represent in Hebrew to cut off. Yitamu. Yitamu sonenu voivenu, our inner enemies and our hatreds that are in us should get away from us, should be cut out. Okay? And there are different prayers that we say. We take a rimon, a pomegranate, and we say, oh, do you know how many seeds there are in a pomegranate? There's not 613. We've counted this many times, but there are almost, depending on the size of the pomegranate, but there are a lot of seeds in a pomegranate. And what do we say? We should have many mitzvot, good deeds, like this pomegranate. Come on, are we being serious? Yes. What is this omen for? Simana it bamilta. The Talmud says that when you put your Rosh Hashanah and you start with these little omens, these small things, it has something, it has a significance. What is the significance? Don't sleep in. Don't be angry. Do you know there's another custom? All year round, if you don't eat kosher milk, at least during the 10 days from Rosh Hashanah to Yom Kippur, try and eat Chalav Yisrael, kosher milk. Why? Yes. You should try during that time. Why? Either I'm in it or I'm not. Right? What is this fake business of 10 days, I'm going to be a little better? The answer is, fake it till you make it. You start off, because Judaism doesn't always learn or look at you based on how you are right now. It looks at you based on how you really, truly want to be. Your potential. Okay? So, your potential, yes. Where you really want to be. It's like somebody who's smoking and is talking about how much he wants to quit. I really need to quit. It's terrible. Right? Depends how you smoke. Right? I want to quit. This is terrible for me. I want to quit. At least quit for one day. Then say how much you want to quit. Right? Start. Do something. You can't. It's like the person, it says, who has boots and it's full of mud and he's in the marshland and he's got his new boots and he's like, oh, I just bought these boots and they're getting so dirty. So what does he do? He takes one foot out, cleans it, puts it back. Takes the other one out, cleans it, puts it back. Dude, get out the marshland first, right? Then clean your boots. First get out the marshland, then clean the boots. So in Judaism also, if you want change, the first thing you've got to do is get out of the space that's not allowing you to have change. At least get out of that space. Rosh Hashanah is about first making that will, that desire to change, because then it will happen. Okay, so that's another one. And basically the idea is wake up, then change. Don't change just thinking that you could change. First, or say that you want to change. Actually get up and then change. And then it will happen. Okay? Another point is, what you really want is where you'll be. And finally, I wrote down another very important point, which is, in Judaism, nobody is going to save you from your sins. Okay? In Judaism, you are responsible for your actions. Although we are not perfect, and Judaism knows that, and that's why we have Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur every single year, but at the end of the day, Judaism teaches more than ever that we are responsible for our actions. No one can make up for me if I've done something wrong. No one can get up for me. If they are going to help me, I need to get up and help myself. No one's going to help me help myself. I need to get up and do it myself. So that is another message that we learn from Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. We are responsible. No one's going to help you and change you. You need to change yourself at the end of the day. Well, you could accept help if it comes your way. Absolutely. You can pay and you can try and you can be in a good environment and you can do all the actions. But at the end of the day, If you don't get up, you will never be able to get up. No one will ever be able to pick you up. Okay? Okay. So that is about Rosh Hashanah. By the way, shofar comes from the word also, right? The shofar, the blowing. It comes from the word shipur, leshaper, which means to improve. Right? Shofar also comes from the root shipur, leshaper, which means I want to improve. So the whole environment of Rosh Hashanah is about me saying, I want to change. How can I see myself change? And then, eventually, how do we change? We recognize who we are. We recognize our value, our dignity, our sense of self. We get to know our core. Once you have a value for yourself, easy to make different changes. But if you don't value yourself, then changes are very hard to happen. You give up on yourself. So the number one is to recognize you're the child of a king, and then change can happen. Okay, that is about Rosh Hashanah, which is the sense of improving and changing. And I thought I'll share some nice ideas.